Oh, what's up, chat? It's your boy Sugar again, and I'm back with another video. If you're watching right now, subscribe, like, and drop a comment or a question for me, and I answer them in a video or in the comments. We on the road to drop 100 videos, and we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers. So I need everybody help. Any subscriber, any like, all that stuff, help the channel grow. My channel been growing pretty fast. I've been getting a few emails. Steve is even reaching out. Like, they found the channel. They want me to join the podcast. So I'll be able to talk to the audience that's subscribed to the Stevens Transport podcast soon. You'll be able to tap in over there. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for, subscribing, liking, and everybody that want to learn as I learn. This is the channel to be on. I'm helping out the next driver. Or if you're thinking about coming to Stevens, I'm giving you information ahead of time. They're going to tell you all this information I'm telling you. They're going to tell you this when you get there, or over the phone, or, in the email. So it's nothing really new, but just to hear it from somebody else and hear it in a form where you understand it more, I'm, giving it to you the real way. Well, in my own way. Everything is based off my experience. And yeah, this video is going to be about the benefits for working for Stevens Transport. No, I don't get paid for this. I notice it's easy to talk about the negative. So YouTube, they push the negative. So I want to be the channel to more so talk about the positive, and everything is based on my experience and give you my point of view. Okay, let's do it. One of the benefits, I wrote down in my notes too, so y'all can see I try to write down some stuff so y'all don't think I'm just reading off anything. I just wrote down topics, but one of the benefits I would say working for Stevens Transport is, if you don't got your CDL, or if you have your CDL, then you can go to Stevens for school, or you can go through the refresher course, the refresher program. The refresher program is for when you have your CDL but you don't have either recent driving history, or you thinking about just want to driving for Stevens, and they'll get you up to part, get you up to date, and just get your experience, and you'll be on the right track. And then the school is for people without their CDL. Some schools, I would say, they pay you less by the miles and they charge more for the school, versus Stevens, they're gonna tell you how much school costs and they're gonna give you 50 cents per mile, so it's not that bad, versus some schools might give you less cents and you pay more on school. And then also with the school or refresher course, they don't take as much out your check. It's like they try to take the minimum, so like maybe $25 to $50 depending on what you agree to, but they try to take the minimum out your check because they still want you to make your money. And after a year of getting your experience, you should get like maybe a raise in mileage. I forgot the exact time frame when you get your mileage raised. And then also after a year or closer to the end, you probably will be paid off. You done paid off the school by then, or the refresher course, so it's nothing crazy. If you wanted to, you probably can pay it up. You can pay it up front, or you probably can throw in more money, but that's between you and Stevens. I'm gonna talk about another benefit for working for Stevens. Most of their equipment it should be like, I would say, maybe 2021 or 2022 and up. I don't know if they still have any like 2019s or 2020s on the yard or anything like that. My last truck was a 2022, and with that being said, most of the trucks gonna be kind of new, and yeah, like they gonna be new and they still gonna be in good condition. So you're not gonna get no crazy truck that's beat down and stuff like that, because these trucks still gotta pass inspection and stuff like that. They have a shop at Stevens where they'll fix your truck and everything before they even give you the truck, and then you will do your inspection when they assign you a truck. And it's either you like the truck or you don't, like you found something wrong with it or you didn't. They'll give you the option to select kind of what type of truck you want. And if they don't have maybe the brand, like if you want Kensworth but they don't have none right now, they only have maybe what's the trucks, Freightliner or Peterbilt, they'll have like those options. And then I believe it's like a wait list or something if you want to wait for like whatever truck you kind of want. But for me, I don't think the truck too much because at the end of the day, it's, you know, you got to get your experience. So I really want to be focused on trying to get my favorite truck right away. If you don't get your favorite truck right away, because after so long, they'll 9 times out of 10 give you a new truck. They trying to get rid of the older trucks. They not finna have you in nothing too long. Also, with the new truck thing being said, they have the contractor side where you'll be able to, you know, switch over to that side after you reach, it's like, I believe 8,000 miles a month or something. That's showing that you can run and you be able to afford a lease on being a contractor side. They not finna just throw you over there if you like more of the lazy side or the lazy type of driver. They're not finna just throw you over there and put you in a bad situation. Like, if you can show them you can get your miles every week and you can run this truck, then they'll put you in a better opportunity, better position. And that side more so on the business side. So if you're thinking about owning a truck, leasing a truck, or just running your own business and stuff like that, the contractor side is maybe a side you'll want to, you know, be on, so you can learn that process and learn how to be an owner operator. At least it'll give you an idea, a start of how to pay for stuff on your own, because on the company side, Stevens are paying for most of the stuff because you have like a company card. Also, they don't do no credit checks up front. Well, it's no credit check. So no matter your history from back then, as long as you can show Stevens you can pay that lease, or, you know, pay them back for the school and stuff like that, they not gonna be tripping too much. And I look at it as it's a way to actually help your credit, because if it do, you know, get put on your credit, that means it either you showed them you know how to pay for stuff, or you, like, I guess, ran off. I don't know how it worked when you run off and it's on your credit. I don't know how it worked because I'm not in that situation. But that's the thing. That's a benefit. No credit checks. You know, you schooling, got new trucks. You gonna get your miles. They're not finna just want you to just sit around for real. You're gonna, you know, try to do 500 miles a day, you know, if possible. Now, if you get like a load with like 600 miles, you might be there ahead of time. And if you're there ahead of time, they gonna reward you for that. That's why I made the video about layover. You get layover pay. If you get to these places ahead of time, Steven's gonna reward you for being there ahead of time after 10 hours of being on your break in your sleeper. So they don't have to reward you, but that is part of getting there earlier. Then if you somewhere and they take longer than like 2 hours to load you, after that you will get paid, which is considered detention pay, and they don't have to do that. But they, you know, reward their drivers for not, it's not your fault that they take it forever to unload. I mean, that's between you, them, and Steve. Well, that's between them and Stevens. Like my last place I was at, I was there an extra like, I think 6 to 7 hours after 2 hours of being unloaded, but they took forever and stuff like that. So I believe I was paid, or I got approved like a good $70 for being an extra. So hey, that's easy, free money. As long as you submit the time and stuff in the email, how you supposed to do it, that's easy money. That's the way I look at it. And then when you do get like short trips, like maybe like 500-600 miles, they'll have like a short haul pay. So they know that, okay, you finna 9 times out of 10 be there early, and this not so much money because it's a short haul. They don't have to, but they'll throw in a short haul pay for you sometimes. Like, it'll been times where I get 500-600 mile load, they'll throw in an extra $100, $120, $140, $150. It's just, you know, whoever is sending you that load, they'll look out for you. I'll say I have no problem with, you know, short haul loads. Like, I just, when you company, you're not supposed to reject loads, so I just accept every load and I run it, you know, however I'm supposed to run it, and try to put myself in a best position to get the most pay. When you contractor, you can accept or decline loads, and that's between, you know, you and them, however you want to run your business. Like some people might reject the 500-600 mile load and wait for a longer load, but somebody like me, I want to keep working, so I'm not finna just, you know, wait too much on the load for real. Like, you know, of course it got to make sense, but if I can go on and drive, because you still, at the end of the day, you getting paid by the miles. If I can drive and still make my money and I make some profit, it's not going to be a big thing for me. You get paid, you know, every week, so you got to do the math for how many miles and stuff you got to do to get the check you want to get. So that's the benefit. You get paid every week. Every job don't pay you every week. Some jobs might pay you every 2 weeks. You get paid every week. They also got the health and dental benefits. So, I mean, why not? They got the health and dental benefits. I can't tell you too much about the people we go through, because when I first started, we went through, I don't even know how to say. I got the card. Yeah, like this is my card. We went through them. I don't really want to put nothing out there, but we went through them, and then like a month ago, we just recently switched to like a better insurance or a better dental and stuff like that. So like in September, that's when the new benefits will kick in. So that's, you know, that's a benefit. Another benefit, I would say, Stevens is the company who gonna make sure, you know, you get proper training and give you the option to where if you don't feel like you're getting proper training, or you and the trainer ain't getting along, or it's something that's, you know, ain't working out for you, you always can request another trainer. And I would say that's the good thing, the training, because every company, they don't do this. Once you get your CDL, they can throw you in the truck, expect you to know it all for real. Like when I first started, I was thrown in the truck, and it's crazy because I didn't have no accidents or nothing. When that happened, I was just learning as I go. I was really being real like cautious, and I had no idea the, you know, running how I run now, because Steve is gonna teach you the proper way. You even have you know, the 70-hour clock or the paper logs. We really go by the clock unless your tablet or something is messed up, and if it is, then you'll switch to paper logs. But you even got to deal with that, where it'll automatically do it for you, and you'll change some of the driving to on duty and off duty and stuff like that. So it ain't nothing crazy, versus when you go to certain companies that don't have the, like, you know, the tablet logs, and you run out paper or anything like that, then you really kind of running illegally. You could just drive how many miles you want or whatever, and you risking your CDL. So if you get caught and you ain't got no logbook or something like that, then that's between you and the police. Stevens, they're gonna train you. They're gonna safety is first, and I would say, like, it feel good to get trained in good equipment, new equipment, and yeah, like, just think about it, if I was getting trained in some bad equipment or something like that, then that would be a bad experience. They also got the new trucks, and you know, it got the APUs and the converters and stuff like that. Some of the trucks back then didn't have it, so that's like the benefit. Like right now, the AC on, I know y'all kind of hear it, and it's 100-something outside. They don't want you to idle your truck too long for real, and especially like right now, not with me just chilling. They don't want me to just idle the truck and have the AC on, so that's why the truck come with, you know, the extra engine. And yeah, so that's the benefit. They gonna teach you how to trip plan, and yeah, like they gonna teach you how to do it, like as company. Then if you want to switch to contractor, they're gonna teach you how to do it as, you know, the business, how to do the taxes, the bookkeeping and stuff like that. But I believe on that side, they got like a bookkeeper, and you submit the receipts and stuff to them every week. Another benefit, they have like the 34-hour reset. So if you run out your 70, then you always can communicate on the clock after a load or whatever that you want to do a 34. Or if you get low on your 70 with like maybe 7-8 hours, and you don't have recaps tomorrow or something like that, and you just, you know, want to do your 34, you always can put it in. They not gonna want you to do no 34 if you got like 20 hours on your clock, because that's money that can be made. And if you out here, you know, taking a 34 with 20 hours on your clock, you ain't trying to make no bread for real. I haven't tried to take a 34 with 20 hours on my clock, but I can know that they're not gonna. Your manager gonna call and, you know, see what's going on. They gonna try to get you a load, you know. So yeah, that's that. I would say also, at the end of every day or every, like, you know, trip and stuff like that, you get 11 hours to total to drive a day. So after your driving period, you got like a 10-hour break that Stevens wants you to do. They want you to get your rest, want you to go take a shower, whatever you need to do, but you got 10 hours to do it after every driving you plan on doing for that day. You got a 10-hour break. So you always gonna get your 10 unless, you know, some change or something different happen. They have a thing called repowers. So normally with repowers, you either late and you need help on this load. That don't mean you like late to the load, but based on your clock and your driving and stuff like that, you might not make it. So you can always call for help, which will be, you will put in a repower. Or if you ain't doing nothing and somebody else might need help, they might ask you like, hey, you want to repower? Sometimes they'll pay you extra to do the repower, especially if it's like a short load. Or if you still able to get like a lot of miles and right now you ain't getting no miles, that's a benefit. Like you're driving, you're getting miles now, so you know that's a benefit. You doing a repower. Most repowers, if they, you know, set you up, if you got a load and that person got a load, you 9 times out of 10 gonna switch and you still gonna keep your miles. It's not gonna be like a super crazy like repower, like, you know, they gonna try to make it make sense. So yeah, like that's a couple of the benefits for working for Stevens. And I might make a part 2, but this just like a video. I just wanted to be upfront with y'all so y'all can kind of know. Also, I would say throw this in there. The other benefit is everything I'm kind of saying, a lot of this stuff, it be on paper already, so you see a lot of this stuff ahead of time. It's not really new. You just gotta understand it. Once you get your experience and you be with Stevens for a while or whatever, you will start to understand everything that was told to you at the beginning. That's all it is. Most people, they don't understand what is told to them at the beginning, so they get in the truck and feel like, oh no, this not enough and this and that. Like, bro, everything is on paper. Like, I'm just like, get your experience. The more experience you get, the more pay you get, the more you can advance in the truck world. And yeah, the next step for me most likely gonna be, you know, contractor side, so I can get that knowledge and I can help out the next driver with that part. I can tell y'all how it is over there, because you know that, you know, everything got good and bad, so you just gotta learn as you go. I heard good about contractor, I heard bad about contractor. It just, you know, I never know if I don't get my own experience for real. Most people say, you know, don't do it. Some people say do it. And, you know, you just gotta, whatever you decide to do at the end of the day, you just gotta, you know, I say God. Whatever God wants your heart to do, just do it. Like, you know. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, drop any comments, and, you know, I'm gonna answer them for sure. This is the channel that's gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm getting better at these videos. I plan on adding a mic soon. I know right now, I'm hoping my videos are good where y'all can hear me, but eventually I'm gonna add a mic soon so it can be better quality. I might buy a GoPro. I just don't want to invest too much into the YouTube world right now, when I can do everything right now on my phone. Like, you know, it's not that serious, but I do eventually want like better quality videos, better audio and stuff like that. That'd be crazy if I was to be that driver with, like, you know, the best quality and audio and make like these movie type of YouTube videos. But that's a different level. But that's like years down the line. But for right now, real life videos and no editing, just, you know, I'm getting straight to the points. And I just hope y'all like the videos. I really appreciate everybody that's tuning in. It's your boy Sugar again. Peace. I'm out.